Hello, darlings. This is Narc Free Formula. My name is Freedom. I just wanted to do a video on something that's been raised quite often, and to be honest, I think it needs to be addressed. And that is this kind of idea that that narcissists or those sociopaths or psychopaths, that they were abused as children, and that is the reason behind why they are the way they are. So there's a couple of things that must be addressed. One is this: the world's leading experts in narcissism and sociopaths and psychopaths. There's a whole lot of different theories. There's not one conclusive cause of narcissism. Lots of different theories. They're not in agreement. And yes, sure, childhood abuse is one of the potential reasons. But look, this is the other thing that I have to raise. Narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths are pathological liars. It's part of their disorder. Their grip on reality and the truth is so loose, it's a joke. They don't care about the truth. They have no shame whatsoever. They don't think twice about telling outrageous lies. And when I'm talking about outrageous lies, I'm talking about things like saying that they were abused as children, saying that they were raped, saying that they were choir boys who were, abused by priests. I mean, I've heard some pretty bullshit stories come out of the mouth of my narcissist. And I just know for a fact that they're just not true. But the thing is, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, sociopath, or psychopath, and they tell you that they've been sexually abused, first of all, they usually pick the things that you have experienced. They use, your empathy, they use that to create a false bond. And because, let's face it, who is actually going to challenge someone who said they've been sexually abused? I mean, you'd have to be a pretty mean person to say, oh, no, you weren't, or to even, to just challenge it. The thing is, I know that I'm not a mean person, and I know that sociopaths and psychopaths and narcissists lie. I know that mine lied about those kind of things because that's what they do. Liars lie. They lie to get ahead. They lie to take advantage. They lie to get sympathy. They lie to triangulate. So yes, look, they don't think twice about telling huge lies like that because, one, they know that no one will ever actually challenge them on it. And if they were to be challenged, they'll just lie their way out of that too because, they just think up lies, they think them up quick, just like the Grinch. So if you're someone who lies so easily, let's talk about that. So they don't go to the doctor, they don't go to psychiatrists or psychologists, but if they absolutely are forced to, so just say they're court ordered to, well, if you're a nasty bastard, what would be the first thing you would do, right? If you were a liar, just try. I know it's hard because we're normal human beings, so it's hard to actually think the way these guys think, but just try and think about this. So if you are a liar, a cheat, and a con artist, and you have been forced to go and see a psychologist or psychiatrist, I don't know, just say you've committed a crime and that's your only way out, or you want something, you want custody of children or something like that, and so you have to get counselling. Now, what would be the best thing that you could do to throw them completely off the track, right, so they don't start looking at you as a predator? Well, of course, you put yourself up as a victim. That's the first thing that you do. So they go and they see the psychiatrist or the psychologist, and that is the first thing they do. Burst into tears. I've never told anyone this before, but I have to talk about it because my whole life is unraveling, or I need to see my kids, or whatever it is, or I'm going to go to jail, but I was sexually abused as a child and I've never told anyone before, and they cry. I mean, they're so good at crying. That in itself is Academy Award-winning performances. I have witnessed that firsthand. My next said to me on a number of times, because they forget what they're bragging about, on a number of times, I can make myself cry. You should watch me make myself cry. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, yeah, actually, you've already showed me 2 times before, but yep, go on. So then, he'll sit there and he'll start doing the whole, and actually cry, actually have tears running down his cheeks. And like, for all intents and purposes, it looks like someone's actually having an emotional reaction. Someone's genuinely crying. And then he stops and goes, how was that? See, now, seeing that kind of thing, it makes you realize just what they are capable of. So, as I said, he could go to court quite easily and turn that on. Sorry, or in court anyhow, but yeah, he could do that in front of a psychiatrist or a psychologist and quite easily have them believing that he was abused as a child. Like I said, he would totally derail their train of thinking, and they're not going to not believe him because they're trained to believe people, and also because normal people don't lie about that kind of thing. And until they've been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder, they're still considered to be a normal person. So that's the thing. So the statistics on antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder, the statistics are all kind of out of whack because these guys don't go and get help. And when they do get help, it's not because they actually want help, it's because they're trying to scam the system or manipulate someone in some way. So then everything they say is lies upon lies. So that makes everything that comes out of that session null and void, really. So we can't, we cannot say, oh, well, it's because they were abused as children. Because the reality is that a lot of people were abused as children, but it doesn't make us apex predators. It doesn't make us liars, cheats, and manipulators. Okay, so by them allowing you to believe that they've been abused when they haven't, it's just them positioning themselves so that you don't challenge them too hard about anything, because they'll turn back to it and cry and but I've told you about my past, but you know about these things. I can't help it, I'm so fucked up. You know about these things. I mean, literally, that is a line that my ex actually used when he was caught doing something. I can't remember what he was caught doing, but it was something that, when they don't have an answer for things, they can just fall back on but I was abused as a child. Shame that story isn't actually true. And the thing is, as I said, they can lie about a whole lot of things. It's not just child abuse. They can lie about, pretty much anything and everything. So trying to figure out what makes them this way is very, very hard. I think the more important issue, instead of us focusing on the why, I think the more important thing we should be focusing on is the fact that they don't want to change. They are not going to change, and you need to get the hell away from them. I mean, they'll literally just take everything you have. everything you have on every level. They will continue to take it. What is yours in their mind, what is yours is theirs. What is theirs, but what is yours is theirs also. And they will just continue to take that. So while you're feeling sorry for them and their bullshit made up lies and excuses about their childhood and why they are behaving in these bad ways, while you're believing all of that, they're getting away with what they're doing. They're having a really good laugh at your expense, and trust me, they will. Like, you never see it, but when they're driving off and they've just waved you goodbye, and when they're down around the corner, that's when the laughing starts. The fact that you're such a sucker and you believed it. I've said it before, not only are they con artists, but they get a real perverse pleasure out of putting one over people that trust them. Okay, that's the antisocial personality disorder aspect. Anyhow, this is all that I wanted to say. Let us not focus so much on the maybe it's because they're abused as children. Lots of people are abused as children. Doesn't give them a right to be an asshole. Okay, they are abusers. They are predators. They are not victims. They play the victim. They do a great job playing the victim, but they are not victims. Okay, you are the victim. That's why you're watching this video. You are the victim. Okay, let us not forget that. All right, my lovelies, get narc free, stay narc free. Bye.